Hey, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ultimate Consumer Seminar. Enjoy District 15 living with upside potential, the best of both worlds at the gem of Tanjong Katong. In tonight's UCS by ERA, our speakers will be sharing with you numerous advantages of living in this vibrant locale, from an in-depth market overview to the unique lifestyle offerings. To kickstart today's seminar, I'd like to invite our first speaker. He's an avid property investor and well-respected leader within ERA, clocking many years of experience in the real estate industry. Leading a team of over 550 realtors, Eugene has clinched the 2020 to 2023 ERA top division in project sales. He is also once awarded the SEAA Best Leader Award Gold. The accolade recognizes top leaders in the real estate industry and is awarded based on the ethical values and client-first mindset. Without further ado, introducing our Executive Director of Agency, Mr. Eugene Ko.
Thank you, Abby, for the introduction. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, just type a 1 in the chat so that I know that my voice is clear. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so today is about the best of both worlds. Why the best of both worlds? Because it's about enjoying D15 living with upside potential at the same time. So I'll be starting today, after which I'll pass over the mic to Regine to continue the presentation. So to start off with our content today, we will go through a little bit of market updates for the first half of the year, followed which we will go through the very important 3 reasons why you can invest in Emerald of Katong, after which we will go through our opinion on Simlian pricing strategy. On market updates for the first half of the year, what we see is that we see record low new home sales for the first half of the year. And the article that most of you would have seen on 16th of July on Business Times, new home sales sink to lowest on record for the first half after a very slow June. But in the article, it's also stated that new home sales are pulled down by a lack of new launches. So let's investigate further, is it true or not? So to investigate whether is it pulled down by a lack of new launches, a better gauge is not really the volume, but the new homes take-up rate. The take-up rate means the absorption rate. Absorption rate meaning the units sold in this time period divided by the units that are launched. Why is this a better gauge? Because we cannot buy the units that are not for sale yet. If the developments are not launched, they are not for sale, Emerald of Katong is not for sale, we cannot buy. And some of us just want to buy our preferred development that is not launched yet. So looking at the new homes absorption rate for the first half of this year, what do we see? We see very healthy new homes absorption rate. In fact, for the first half of 2024, is a very high 97.5% absorption rate. And similarly, over the last 5 years, from 2019, we are looking at 87%, all the way to a high of 156% in year 2022, followed by 85% in year 2023. And on the chart, how it looks like. So this is the chart of the gray bar chart is the units that are launched in the year. So in 2019, the gray line shows 11,345 units are launched for sale. 9,900 units are sold in year 2019. So we fast forward all the way to the first 6 months of 2024 here. You can see that only 1,938 units are launched. Okay, but there are 1,889 units sold in this time period, new homes are. So the absorption rate is actually at a high take-up rate of 97.5%. And with such low volume that we see over the first 6 months of the year, so what we are about to see is a record number of launches coming out over the next 3 months. So next 3 months, in the second half of 2024, we are likely to see a total of 6,268 units launching, and primarily in September, October, November. So these 3 months, it will be quite a busy time period because with so many exciting launches coming out, we are going to more likely than not, we will see higher sales. Okay. And the likely scenario is that the newspaper will likely put new home sales rebound in September because, I mean, if the big launches all come out, likely the volume will be higher. And also the new home sales is likely to carry on the momentum to October, November, and beyond because the number of launches in the first half of 2025, the land sales are already done. So likely the launches will also come in. So likely from September onwards, we are going to see high new homes volume. And with that, we look at prices. So prices, before prices, and this is exactly what I say, huge number of new condo launches will drive demand strongly in the next 6 to 9 months. Okay, on prices for the first half of 2024, what we see is that home prices remain stable. Across landed properties, non-landed and HDB flats, prices continue to increase. In the latest second quarter 2024 report by URA, 0.9% increase for landed, non-landed, 1.8% increase for landed and 2.1% increase for HDB. 3 consecutive quarters of increase in the last 3 quarters in terms of prices. Okay, and there are some reasons why they are supporting home prices, not only now, but I mean for many, many years. And we will just share them with you guys. So the 4 factors supporting real estate price is population growth, higher income, intergeneration wealth transfer, as well as inflation. So firstly, we look at population growth. Population growth means increasing demand for homes. As Singapore population growth increased over the last 5 years, real estate price also continue to increase. Why? Because there's increasing demand. 5.9 million population as of June last year, we are looking at another 600 to a million increase in population over the next 6 years. So more demand for homes. Higher income equals to bigger budget into real estate. Across the top 30 percentile household income, we see an increase from 17,000 to 28,000, 11,009 to 20,700, and 9,003 to 16,000. So income is increasing also. And more interestingly is point number 3. What we see is that there is signs of intergeneration wealth transfer, meaning parents supporting their kids for the first property purchase. So some parents are quite nice. They support their children for the first property purchase. And why do we say that? Not only seeing it on the ground, but also in this Business Times article as of June last year, after reserve residences launch, 520 units sold on launch day. And in this article, it stated that 21% of the buyers are in their 20s, 109 units on one day. And 41% of the purchasers are in their 30s, 213 units. So in total, 322 units is bought by people in their 20s and 30s. And some of them, even in their 20s, they are getting the 4-bedroom with minimal loan. So sometimes, these are the group that bypass, what income can buy what, because they have some family support. So it's very different. Okay. And lastly, point 4, inflation, money becoming smaller. Sometimes it's not real estate. It's a very good asset class. The price keep increasing, but because money becomes smaller. But the good news is that property price over the last 17 years increased 116%, while inflation went up 46.4%. So over the long term, real estate is still a proven hedge against inflation so that your money, the real value of your money don't become smaller. And with that, we will begin our main topic for today. Our main topic today is, a summary first. Okay, these are the 4 factors. Population growth, higher income, intergeneration wealth transfer, and inflation. And our main topic for today is the 3 reasons to invest in Emerald of Katong. And for this segment, I will need you guys to participate with me in the chat. Okay, so navigate yourself to the chat so that we can all participate together. So reason 1, entry price. Whatever investment you go into, entry price is one of the most important factor. Upside potential as well as exit demand. So think of it like this. When we enter into any investment, we want to buy low and then we want to sell high in the future. But to sell high in the future, we need to have very strong exit demand. Demand means people that want to buy the property from you. And in between the entry and exit is in this time period, is there any upside potential for your property to go above market returns? So we will analyze these 3 items in depth. And with that, I will share my own personal investment choice is, okay, anyway, reason 1 to invest in Emerald of Katong is entry price, new launch and resale price cap. And to illustrate this point, I will share my own decision-making process, my Penrose investment in year 2020. But before I go into that, we will go into some questions which I need you guys to help me to answer. Okay, for a context, okay, okay, the question is this, okay, would you prefer to invest in a brand new property, a young resale property, or an old resale property? But of course, this one you don't need to answer. Some people prefer brand new, young resale, old resale. Basically, you like the property you buy. It's of the right price, right size, right location, something you like to stay in. I mean, there are differing answers. But one of the most important things when you evaluate these 3 groups, they are all property, just some is younger, some is newer, some is older, but we need to evaluate the entry price. Okay, entry price. So a better question will be, so now question time, this is the part that I need you guys to participate with me. Question time. If now a brand new property, we call it A, is at almost the same price as a resale property B, with almost similar other attributes, will you prefer to invest in the brand new one, A, or the resale property B? So if you think that it's brand new, you type A. If it's resale, we type B. So we can all go to the chat box and take a look. Okay, so largely most people will choose A. We choose to get a brand new car at the price of an older car because that offers value in a very simple frame of reference. Okay, but on the other side of the coin, the next question is this. The next question is, if now the resale property is at almost 50% discount to a brand new property with almost similar other attributes like location, everything else almost the same. So now will you prefer to invest in the brand new property, which is A, or the resale property that is B? Right. So largely, our choices are also affected by the price, the entry price. So in this instance, most people will choose the resale property because it's at almost 50% discount. Same location, same size, same everything else. Okay. So with that as a context, we are ready and to share my Penrose investment decision. So my Penrose investment in year 2020 and why I decide to invest in Penrose 4 years ago. And it is because, and it started on the Penrose land sale in year 2019. Penrose land sale in 2019, Hong Leong bidded 383.5 million for this Sims Drive plot at the land rate of $732 per square foot per plot ratio. You can look at the bottom, 732 per square foot per plot ratio. You don't see such land price now, anyway. Okay, but it happens in year 2019. And next is that we analyze the land prices in comparison 4 years ago. We can see that the Penrose price is at 732, the land price, and Antares is at 11. Anyway, these are the developments in RCR area. RCR means the rest of central area, also known as City Fringe. Antares 1109 is the land price, 1280 for Leaf at MB, One North Eden at $1,000, Verdale at also $1,000. So you can see that Penrose land price is almost 30% lower than the RCR comparable development. So that is the first thing that we see. Hey, maybe we are up to something. Maybe we can investigate further whether, is it something that we should wait for? Is there potential in this development or not? And of course, the next is we need to compare the entry price. Penrose, which is brand new, versus Sims Urban Oasis is a resale property at that point of time. And what we can see is this is Penrose circled in red along Sims Drive. Sims Urban Oasis circled in black. Both developments are roughly 6 to 8 minutes walk to Eugene MRT with, and I would say both are big size development. Okay, the only difference is age. Sims Urban Oasis is 3 years old and Penrose is 4 years to TOP in year 2020. Going TOP soon already. Maybe in the next few months will TOP. Okay. And we look at the price of Sims Urban Oasis in year 2020. Not now, in year 2020. The 3-bedroom prices are going around 1,005 per square foot. So you can see the contract date over here, the unit size 1033, the PSF 1519 and 1485, roughly 1,005 per square foot. And we look at the 2-bedroom transaction in year 2020 before the Penrose launch, also roughly 1,005 plus per square foot. And next, we look at the 1-bedroom transaction. It's around 1,006 per square foot in year 2020. So with that as a context, I would say roughly the price is 1,005 plus per square foot. Okay, and is that a potential opportunity? And when we look at the H-block break-even price for Penrose, land price 732, break-even price roughly 1,329 per square foot. And 1,329 per square foot, what I did next was I give it a 15% profit margin. Why 15%? So the break-even is 1,329. Developers, they are a business, they need to make money. So I give it a 15% profit margin. 1,329 will give me 1,528. Of course, they can launch higher, but they also can choose to launch at 1,528 if they want, because they can make some money already. Or a 25% profit margin, which gives me 1,661 per square foot. And I say, hey, maybe this is something that I can consider to look at if they will really launch at that price. If I can get a good unit in Penrose at that price, because 1,005 plus is the resale price, if I can get a brand new car at a resale car price, maybe I will have potentially lower risk and potentially higher return. This in my mind. So it's like, you get a brand new property at resale price. Basically, you have a ribbon, your car got a ribbon, and the old car got no ribbon. Or maybe the seller will buy a ribbon, but it's a 7-year-old car. People drive the car for 7 years already, so it's a bit different. Okay. And what we can see is that as a comparison in year 20, so what actually happened? In year 2020, Sims Urban Oasis at 1,005 plus per square foot, a 3-year-old development, and Penrose. And Penrose is why I call it minus 4-year-old. I call it minus 4-year-old because it's 4 years to TOP. 4 years to TOP, and indeed the price Hong Leong is launching at 15XX per square foot. So to me, at the point of time is, well, I'm just entering at resale price. So it gives me a lot of comfort to know that my neighbor just beside me with the same location, same attributes, I'm entering at the same price already. And fast forward 4 years to today, what we actually see is that both increase. Sims Urban Oasis increased to 18XX per square foot, and Penrose non-expressway facing is going at 21XX per square foot, which is roughly 15 to 20% more. So what we get from this is that brand new property at resale price or even almost resale price offer lower risk and potentially higher return. And we are sharing this because we are coming to the Penrose appreciation. So these are some of the sub-sale even before TOP. The 3-bedroom largely profited around 500,000 already. Okay, so the sub-sale, I think a lot more are coming in the market, not in the URA transaction yet, but a lot more are coming in already. I think it might reach 600 soon. Okay, it's still increasing. Anyway, and now we look at Emerald of Katong, the potential undervalued opportunity. So sometime in July, just 1 year and a few days ago, okay, Sim Lian got the plot of land at 1,069 per square foot per plot ratio. And at this price, it is just 0.1% higher than the second bid, which is the only second bid anyway. Okay, so they got the land actually relatively low with very weak competition, very, very low competition. And why is that so? Because just 2 months before, the government have announced a round of cooling measure, effectively increasing the ABSD for foreigners from 30 to 60%, effectively almost wipe out foreign demand for residential property in Singapore, pushing them further into the offices and shophouse segment anyway. But the story is this, so it was quite a drastic increase from 30% to 60% for foreigners, and Singapore citizens also increased, PR also increased. So a lot of uncertainty in the market. Sim Lian went in with a bid relatively low and got the land 0.1% higher than city development. And that is why we have Emerald of Katong now. Okay, with that as a context, and we compare this 1069 per square foot per plot ratio land price, it is around 25% lower than the rest. Of course, Continuum and Mayor Blue, and former Laview is freehold, but the rest are leasehold. Anyway, it's very clear that Emerald of Katong land is the lowest, even post-harmonization. Okay, it's the lowest, 1069. And it draws comparison to Penrose in year 2020 as the land that is lower than the peers in the RCR area. So with that, we investigate further again. Okay, investigating further, this is the data that we actually see a narrowing price gap between new and resale condos in D15 from 41.9% price gap to 19.2%. So the prices between new and resale is narrowing to 19%. And this 19%, the resale development includes the older 20, 30, 40 years development in this sample size. Okay, so yeah. So then we will go to exact comparison next. Exact comparison, Emerald of Katong versus Seaside Residences. Why Seaside Residences is the newest leasehold resale property in the entire District 15. And where is the location? Emerald of Katong is located in the heart of District 15, near to Tanjong Katong Road, roughly 8 minutes walk to Tanjong Katong MRT, cutting through the park, which Regine will be sharing with you later. So stay all the way to the end because she'll be sharing very useful updates on what we feel Sim Lian pricing strategy will be like. Okay, so cutting through the park later she will show anyway. And Seaside Residences is located near to Mandarin Gardens. Most of you will be familiar with this area, near to Mandarin Gardens, nearer to the Bayshore District 16 site, okay, as a context. Okay, and what are the Seaside Residences prices going at? Seaside Residences, we analyze the site map first. Okay, Siglap Link is facing the ECP Expressway, facing the East Coast Park. Siglap Road is here. That means over here is Mandarin Garden. Okay, so stack 32, 33, 34 is facing Victoria School direction. Okay, after Victoria School is Marine Parade Road. Okay, so we can see this year transaction for 3-bedroom, 0834, 2288 per square foot. Higher floor, 2434 at 2347 per square foot. And we look at stack 29, a low floor unit with pool view facing tennis court. 0629 is at 2398 per square foot. And looking in the context of all the 3-room transactions this year, we are looking at roughly 2288, 2581, 2344, 2347, 2214, and 2398. 23XX per square foot. Okay, and remember what we spoke about Sims Urban Oasis and Penrose. Sims Urban Oasis, 3-year-old resale 15XX. If you enter in a brand new Penrose at the same price, 15XX, 4 years later, you potentially can profit more. Lower downside, higher upside. Sims Urban Oasis 18XX, Penrose 21XX. Okay, which is why if we enter in brand new at the same price as resale, there is potentially lower risk and higher returns. And next, now, but this is 2020, gone already. Okay, now it's 2024. So 2024, what are we going to see here? 2024, now Seaside we can see facing Victoria School, facing Marine Parade Road, 23xx per square foot, 3-bedroom transactions, all done around that price. And if you can enter Emerald of Katong at the seaside price as a brand new development, potentially 4 years later, if seaside can sell, I don't know how much, okay, because 4 years later can sell how much? 26, 27, 28, whatever it is. But are we going to see that if seaside can sell A, potentially we can see that Emerald of Katong you can go at 1.2A, that means 20% above, or maybe 1.15A, assuming a 20% premium for a brand new unit over a 7-year-old resale. And this is why entry price is correct for Emerald of Katong if you enter at this price. Okay, and next we compare with the Shaw residence. The Shaw is a 10-year-old development very near to us, and we will check it out now. Okay, this is the map again of District 15, largely. Emerald of Katong, location, Jalan Tembusu, Tanjong Katong Road area, and roughly 8 minutes walk to Tanjong Katong MRT cutting through the park. And we see the Shaw very near to us, in between Marine Parade and Tanjong Katong MRT, opposite to Katong Shopping Center. It's a 10-year-old resale leasehold development. Okay, it's a leasehold, not a freehold. Okay, and we check out the prices there now. The price there for the 3-bedroom is higher floor 2235 for this year transaction, lower floor 2075. We are looking at a 10-year-old resale development going at 21xx per square foot already. And this is what we see. If a 10-year-old resale, the Shaw is at 21xx, how much will you pay for a brand new unit nearby? Okay, and what is the fair price with this 14-year age gap? Why 14 years? Emerald of Katong potentially TOP in the next 3 to 4 years only. 13 to 14-year age gap. Okay, and the Shaw is at 21xx already. Okay, but of course, the next question we all have is, but resale property can give you instant rental. New property cannot give you instant rental. So how does the number work out here? But remember that when you take a loan for resale property, full disbursement of the loan kicks in on completion date. So your rental you receive, you need to pay your expenses. You need to pay your interest expense on your loan. You need to pay your maintenance fee and pay your property tax. So how would the numbers look like if you invest in a unit in 10-year-old, the Shaw at 21xx PSF now? Okay, so with that, when you collect rental, you also have expenses to pay. And if assuming you invest in the Shaw 2-bedroom, roughly 1.75 million now, later transaction, 2-bedroom, you take a 75% loan over 25 years at 3% interest rate. What are we seeing here is that your monthly interest is roughly 3,280 per month, maintenance fee roughly 400, property tax roughly 400. Okay, and the rental for the Shaw, we are looking at roughly 4,500 per month, expected expenses at 4,080 per month. So your net rental income we are looking at is only 4,500 minus 4,080, which is $420. And this $420 every month, you must make sure that you have 100% occupancy over the next 4 years. What if between tenant to tenant, there's 1 or 2 months gap? Every month you lose 4,500. And also of other expenses, wear and tear in a 10-year-old unit over the next 4 years, firstly. Secondly, your agent fee when you lease out the property. All these are the expenses that you need to take into account. And maybe the 420 per month might not be around after 4 years. Okay, these are the things you need to think about, in short. Okay, so now we go to point 2. Okay, so far, if what I have presented is clear and beneficial to you, maybe you can type a 3 in the chat so that I know I'm on the right track. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, if anything, any questions you can type in the chat. Later at the end of the session, we can answer. Okay, if anything. Okay, reason 2 to invest in Emerald of Katong, and we mentioned about upside potential. It's not only about a lower entry price and a higher exit price riding on a lot of demand. But in between the entry and exit, is there any upside potential that, you know, this property have that others might not have? Okay, and what we can see is that there is upside potential because of the opening of the Thomson East Coast Line Stage 4. Not only Tanjong Katong MRT, but the full 7 MRT stations. And why we say so? East Coast is finally accessible by MRT, something we did not have for many, many years. Okay, and opening of this Thomson East Coast Line can spark interest in properties nearby. Why? Because some parents are looking for only near to MRT developments, not for themselves because they're driving, but for their kids, right? To be near to MRT. They can be more independent with MRT, with transportation, is convenience. So Tanjong Katong MRT, of course, is of interest to us. We are walking distance. Katong Park MRT, Tanjong Ru, also opening of Marine Parade, very long station, Parkway Parade to the old library, right? Marine Terrace, which is Nian Primary, Taonan that side, Siglap, as well as Bayshore Station. These are all open in June already. And I love this MRT line. Okay. And popular places in the east are now accessible by MRT. Tanjong Ru, Tanjong Katong, Juchiat, Parkway Parade, East Coast Lagoon, all accessible by MRT now. Question time. Need you guys to participate with me. I'm ending soon before I pass over the time to Regine. Question time. Okay, so you can type in the chat. Huh? So do you think D15, District 15 rental will go up from here with the convenience of the MRT? Okay, it's either up or down, or you think got no impact. Do you think D15 rental will go up? You can type a yes, or you think no, also can, because it's opinion. I mean, it's just an opinion. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so mostly say it will go up. So next question is this. The next question is, D15 developments over the last 20, 30, 40 years, we are just known as what? Near to East Coast Park, near to the eateries in Juchiat in Katong. But we don't have MRT. But now we are finally promoted. Now D15 developments are promoted to near to MRT projects. And do you think there will be additional homestay demand now, given the fact that we are near to MRT developments already? Many developments in District 15 are finally called MRT developments. They are no longer called East Coast Park developments, MRT developments already. Will there be more people that want to stay in D15 among the other factors which I don't talk about? Okay, Eugene will talk, so we look at the chat. You can type in the chat. Okay, yes, there's always two sides of the coin. Maybe yes, maybe no. Don't think more people will be interested in near to MRT, but you know, some people will think yes, some people will say yes lah. Okay. Okay, and now the next is, okay, so if now renter is, you feel that it will go up. If let's say you feel that the demand for near MRT development will go up, will prices increase potentially between the entry now and the exit in the future? So that is your opinion. Okay, from here we will go A up, B stagnant, C down. And with that, before I pass over the time to Regine, please contact the ERA trusted realtor that invited you to this session to build your comprehensive financial plan to get ready for Emerald of Katong. We are likely to launch next month or October, maybe end of next month to October time period, depending on show flat approval and show flat construction period. So get ready first so that all your numbers are right. And on top of that, view the current District 15 developments to make a comparison. Near us, there is Tembusu Grand, there is Grand Diamond, there is Continuum. Go with the ERA trusted realtor who invited you to this session. Drop them a text. No obligation, just go and view first. Go and view and do your financial plan first. With more knowledge, you make a more informed property purchase decision, which is very, very important. Okay, and with that, I went through market updates. We have shared that what is the take-up rate. The absorption rate is what we are looking at. The number of units sold in the time period divided by number of units launched. as well as the 4 factors supporting real estate prices. And I went through reason 1 on why invest in Emerald of Katong, entry price, reason 2, upside potential. And now we are going to invite our next speaker, Regine, to share with us more on the exit demand and our opinion on Sim Lian pricing strategy.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Eugene Cole. Our second speaker today has over 13 years of experience in the real estate industry. She has been a consecutive rising millionaire since the award's inception and also holds the prestigious title of Titanium Tagger, highlighting her significant contributions. In 2023, Regine was recognized as an HPROP Top 10 transactor for new condominiums, underscoring her expertise. Her strategic approach and deep market knowledge consistently deliver outstanding results for her clients, making her a standout professional in the industry. Without further ado, let's welcome Division Director of ERA, Regine Phay.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. So sorry, I'm trying to share my screen. Just give us a minute, okay? All right, so now here I can share the screen. Okay, hold on. All right, give me a minute. So sorry. All right, so thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I'm Regine. Thank you, Abby. Thank you for your time today on this National Day Eve. Okay, so hope all of you got some insights from what Eugene has actually went through. All right, so without further ado, let me start on my topic today. All right, so proven location with strong exit demand. All right, so as mentioned by Eugene earlier, it is always important to look at our entry price and the exit potential. However, what is equally important will also be the demand for the area, right? Will it be easy for you to sell to your future buyers so that you can actually make a profit in future? Or if it is located in an area that is not as popular, perhaps your exit will be slower and your profit might be undermined. All right, so which brings us to the third reason why you should invest in Emerald of Katong, because it is located in a proven location with strong exit points. All right, so before we actually go into that, we'll need to know a bit more about the development and its location. Okay, so Emerald of Katong will be the latest new launch development by Sim Lian. Okay, so Sim Lian, for some of you who do not know about them, they are actually a very, very experienced developer with over 40 years of experience in both construction as well as being a developer. All right, so Emerald of Katong is located at District 15 within the RCR region, okay, commonly known as the City Fringe location. All right, so it is actually within a stone's throw to many keynotes in Singapore. Right, it sits on a very huge plot of land, 221,000 square feet, bigger than Ion Orchard. You all have been to Ion Orchard before, right? So it is actually bigger than Ion Orchard. All right, there will be a total of 846 units, ranging from 1+ study type to 5-bedroom unit type. Okay, so let's take a closer look at District 15 itself, you know, especially for those who might not be so familiar. All right, so taking a closer look at District 15, you can see that District 15 is actually situated along the longest stretch of ocean fronting land. Okay, and within the different areas of District 15, however, not all areas actually give off the same feelings and vibes. All right, so very quickly, just to show you, we have on the most southern part, we have the Tanjung Ru area, right? Beautiful waterfront facing houses, mostly 99 years leasehold and quite old already. All right, then thereafter, Then thereafter, we have the beautiful houses along Mountbatten Road, showcasing, you know, its rich history, because it used to be an area where, you know, the affluent and the rich used to host their parties and all that in the olden days. All right, then thereafter, we have the Amber area, where it is a little bit more clustered with a lot of private condos within short walk to Chinese Swimming Club. And finally, we have the low-rise boutique apartments in the Joo Chiat, Telok Kurau, and Siglap area. So as you can see, within the same district, the feel and vibe to each area can be quite different. So what do you think of when you think of District 15? Right, usually the first thing that comes to people's mind will be, you know, oh, the heritage, the charm, the queen shops, you know, cool restaurants, the walking along the 5-foot way and suddenly seeing a, you know, a random shop coming up and all that. So, you know, and the schools and the beaches, right? It is a location that is very unique, vibrant, and it actually has something to offer to every age group. Okay, so where is Emerald of Katong located exactly? It is actually located right smack in the heart of District 15, standing to gain from all that District 15 has to offer. Okay, so now that we have a better idea of where Emerald of Katong is located at, let's look at some numbers, okay, and see what does data say about the demand for District 15, okay, because these will be your future buyers who will allow you to make your profit, okay, when you sell Emerald of Katong later on. Okay, so as mentioned before, Emerald of Katong is located within the RCR region. So looking at this screen, right, the red color are actually all the RCR zone. All right, so next we will actually do a comparison against all these other districts and see how it performs against each district individually. All right, so we actually took data of all the resale transactions ranging from 2019 all the way to 2024. So why did we choose 2019? Because that is pre-COVID. And then while doing this research, I got curious whether was the demand different before COVID and versus after COVID and all. But at a quick glance, you can actually tell, right, that District 15 actually enjoys the highest transaction over the years, without a doubt, because the numbers actually outperform by quite a lot. Okay, so next, with this information, right, we decided to check, okay, so now we know that District 15 has the highest transaction, highest demand amongst all the other individual districts. What about if we were to take District 15, all the resale transactions, and we were to compare against the whole of RCR region? All right, so looking at this graph itself, the blue will showcase all the resale transactions over the past 10 years, all right, of all the RCR region transactions, right? Whereas the orange color will actually showcase the District 15 transactions. Okay, and what did we find out? That every 3 buyers, 1 in every 3 buyers in RCR actually end up, if they are looking for a house, and they say, okay, I want a city fringe location, but 1 in every 3 of them actually end up getting a property in District 15, right? So this really showcases the demand itself. So in conclusion, with our research itself, we can see that District 15 actually enjoys the highest demand compared to each individual district in the city fringe location. And 1 in every 3 buyers are actually looking to get a unit in the RCR region. Will actually buy a unit at District 15. Okay, so now who are the buyers? Now I wonder, who are the buyers, right? Who are your future buyers who will help you make a profit, right? So the biggest bulk of them are actually this 3 group of buyers. Number 1, they are the HDB upgraders. All right, number 2, they are the high achieving young people who are not cash rich when at the point of new launch. Right, and number 3 will be the retirees. So without further ado, let's look at each of them. All right, so the number 1 group will be the HDB upgraders. Right, HDB upgraders meet the Tan family. Okay, they want to move to Emerald of Katong for their children's school. And Emerald of Katong will fit them perfectly because within 1 kilometer, we actually have 2 well-regarded schools, Tanjong Katong Primary as well as Head Girls School. Other than that, what is most important for a lot of families will also be that Emerald of Katong is located within close proximity to many popular schools. You see, this is the location of where Emerald of Katong is located at. And all these are the schools around, catering to different age group, which means that the family do not need to worry if you have children of different age. All right, so some of the top schools will even include schools like Diamond High School, Chongqing High School, Tanjong Katong Girls School, even down to Victoria School and Victoria Junior College. All right, and these are actually some activities and enrichments for children. There's a plethora of activities, other than the usual activities that you can find everywhere else, because nowadays a lot of children have a lot of enrichment, right? But however, this area actually offers something extra and unique to the residents here. For example, you can actually walk around with them, look at murals, bring them to museums, or bring your kids down to the beach for a picnic. Okay, so since this Emerald of Katong, is so perfect for Tan family, why did they not buy during launch? And why will they be the one who's willing to pay higher, allowing you to make a profit when Emerald of Katong is ready? Okay, so very likely, what is their profile like? Very likely during the launch, they have not reached MOP yet. All right, and very likely, even if they have already reached MOP, all the equities are actually stuck in the HDB. And very often, the CPF are usually fully maxed out, fully used up in their current HDB. All right, so coupled with all this, difficulties, the high initial outlay with additional buyer stamp duty will put them off as well. So unless they are in the know, they probably wouldn't just sell the HDB and rent because of all the hassle involved. All right. And also because they did not attend this seminar, perhaps, so then they didn't know the importance of planning ahead. Yeah. So if you happen to be in this situation and is planning to upgrade, please meet up with your ERA advisor who have invited you for this Zoom. Okay. So that they can advise you further and help you plan forward to be ready for Emerald of Katong. Okay. So let's take a look at their situation during launch. So this is a very typical situation that we see during many launches. Okay, so Tan family currently owns a HDB with 200,000 outstanding loan. Okay, they have 0 to very little CPF left in the ordinary account for both husband and wife. Assuming they are looking at a $2.5 million purchase. And because they didn't plan ahead, their HDB is not sold yet. So they have to pay the additional buyer stamp duty. So the cash required for this purchase of 2.5 million, if they wanted to get during launch, will be booking fee plus the buyer stamp duty plus the additional buyer stamp duty plus the exercise fee and the foundation. The total amount of cash required will actually be 1.2 million cash. I'm not sure how you feel about this, but I don't think many people actually have $1.2 million cash just sitting in the bank. All right. So that is the reason why Tan family do not mind paying more to you, the ones who buy directly from the developer, for resale Emerald of Katong when it's ready, to sidestep rental costs and additional buyer stamp duty. All right. So who is the Tan family? All right. The family could be any of these 24,500 flats expected to reach MOP status in 2024 to 2026. Right. I have not even taken into account the flats that are going to hit MOP from 2026 to 2030, whom are also as likely to be like the Tan family and wants to get a unit in Emerald of Katong. The figure could easily reach 50,000. Right. So if we were to add on the existing 5 to 15-year-old resale flats that are currently in the market, whose owners might also be thinking of upgrading, plus the ones who are going to MOP from 2024 to 2026, we are potentially looking at 135,380 households looking to upgrade. Right, 1% of the figure above will already be 1,354 units. And not forgetting during not all launch day buyers, buyers who bought during launch will actually be selling the Emerald of Katong when it TOPs. Some of them will be keeping for their own stay. All right. And also from recent news report, we can also see that the prices for HDB has been on the rise with many million-dollar HDB transactions transacted, making it very possible for HDB upgraders to sell and then they upgrade. Okay, so this is a graph to showcase all the million-dollar transactions. And as you can see for 2024, the first 7 months, there has already been 511 units transacted above $1 million. This figure could easily reach 1,000 by end of this year. But of course, not all HDBs are going to sell at $1 million. However, it is undeniably so that for them, when they sell, it is actually very easy for them to upgrade, to cash out and to upgrade. Okay, so with that, the second group of buyers that we're going to talk about will be the high achieving young people who are not cash rich yet. Okay, so this group of buyers, who are they? So meet Sue Ann. I would like to live in Emerald of Katong as it's really close to my workplace in the CBD, and I prefer a newer house. Okay, so Sue Ann is another group of buyer that we're looking at. And why will Emerald of Katong fit her? Emerald of Katong will fit her perfectly because as other than having a bus stop right outside the development, right, in future, the developer will actually have to build a park beside the development itself, and there will be a side gate. So from the side gate itself, if she were to walk out from there to the MRT, it will only take her about 6 minutes walk or so, right? There will and over here itself, you can see the MRT line itself will be Tanjong Katong MRT on the Thomson East Coast line, which will bring her to a workplace in 4 stops. This is a very convenient line. Okay, so then, right, other than the MRT, because of its proximity to the city center and keynotes of employment, right? Suen can also choose different options of commuting. Personally, I actually know of a few residents in the nearby vicinity who sometimes skate to work or even cycle to work. Okay. And of course, there are also many activities available within the nearby vicinity to keep up her active lifestyle, as well as a wide range of restaurants, cafes, and bars for an enriching social life. Okay, so Emerald of Katong is perfect for Suen, but why did she not buy during launch? And fast forward to 4 years later, is willing to pay more and give launch day buyers a profit. This could be some likely scenarios, right? Because during launch, she has just started work and have not managed to accumulate enough cash and CPF yet for the down payment, right? And some of the clients that we usually meet, they either, they are very independent, they refuse their parental support, or they are not able to get the parental support, right? Or another group of buyers could also be that they did not attend this seminar, they did not hear what Eugene has actually presented, and thinks that resale is better for immediate rental. But she forget to take into account the expenses itself. Okay, so who is Suen? Right, looking at this statistics from SingStat itself, you can see that the people who are below 35 has actually increased since 2013, which is like 10 years ago, from 9,300 increased more than double to 21,900. All right, and also across all the different age groups, you can see that the single household people has actually increased all throughout the years. Okay, so taking a 1% figure of these single households below 35 years old, right? That could mean, just taking 1% of them, that could actually mean another 219 potential buyers who are willing to pay more to purchase a unit at Emerald of Katong. Okay, then finally, we talk about the third group, who are the retirees. So retirees are commonly known as either retirees, the downgraders, or the right sizers. Okay, so they sell their house and also meet Mr. and Mrs. D. Silver. They want to get a unit at Emerald of Katong for its proximity to amenities, beach, and the park. Right, they are in their golden years already, so they want, to kind of relax more. Okay, so Emerald of Katong will also fit them perfectly because right beside Emerald of Katong, developer will actually be building a park. And at the same time, from Emerald of Katong, it is within easy walk. If they're going for their daily workout, they can actually walk down to East Coast Park, which is what a lot of residents in the nearby vicinity do. All right, and of course, within the nearby vicinity, you have all kind of grocery and specialty stores nearby if she intends to host her guests or family, and there are also many food options for days when they don't feel like cooking and all that. Okay, and self-care activities are also aplenty. Okay, so why did she not? So Emerald of Katong will actually fit them perfectly, right? As well as, being the newest kid on the block, it will also mean that, they don't have to spend so much on renovation, on maintenance. So why did they not get a unit during launch and is willing to pay a premium to launch day buyers, to, direct buyers from developer, helping you make a profit? Why? Very often, this group of buyers, making a profit is not their most important priority. They prefer to have like no hassles, so probably they already own a property and they do not want to go through the hassle of paying stamp duty to decouple, nor to pay additional buyer stamp duty first. Okay, they are very firm, they want to sell and then, downgrade or right size it. Okay, and they do not want to rent because they are in their golden years already. They do not want to wait. Okay, and also it could be also that it's tougher to get loan at that age and do not like to have too much loan as they are likely not as active at work. Okay, and this group of buyers will likely be, they prefer to see, touch, and feel the physical house. All right, so who is Mr. and Mrs. De Silva? So looking at the statistics itself, you can see that for the age group of 65 and above from 2013, the number has also kind of increased by double from 50,000 to 100,000. Right, so they actually make up quite a big group of buyers as well. So married household with no children actually also refers to married couple with grown-up children who has already moved out of the house itself. Okay. So with this three group of buyers, we draw this conclusion from all our research before as well. All right, District 15 lifestyle caters to every age group going over and beyond with the choices of schools, proximity to key work nodes, ease of commute, because you have so many different choices, variety of shops, irreplaceable culture and heritage vibe, beach as well. All right. And that demand for District 15 is high. And you have no lack of buyers willing to pay more for Emerald of Katong when it is ready. All right. So with this, we can actually see, right, that this is the reason why out of every 3 buyers who are looking to purchase a unit in RCR, one in every 3 buyers are actually looking to get a unit in District 15. Right? And they're willing to pay you the premium to move into District 15. And very likely, they will prefer something that is brand new. And Emerald of Katong will be the newest kid on block. Okay? Right, so we have actually went through 3 reasons to invest in Emerald of Katong. Number 1, on entry price, upside potential, as well as the exit demand for Emerald of Katong. Right, next we'll talk about our opinion on the developer Simlian's pricing strategy. Let's look at some of their past history, what they have done before for their previous developments. But before that, let's talk a bit about who Simlian is. All right, Simlian is actually a developer with over 40 years of experience, very experienced developer who are very on the ground as well. Okay, they are known for they have their hands in construction as well as being a developer. And with that, they actually have they are known for their practical layouts due to their innate understanding, right? Because they are so much on the ground and all that. Right. So these are some developments by them. This is Rochelle at Newton, the Emery at Teluk Kurau area, Treasure at Tampines, which has TOP'd just last year. And then we have the latest development by them, which is Botany at Dairy Farm. Okay, let's look at the developer Simlian themselves. Okay, let's look at their pricing strategy. So there's reasonable pricing that we're going to talk about, their well-accepted pricing strategy, and them as an on-the-ground developer. Okay, so reasonable pricing. Let's take a look at their previous development, their latest development, which has TOP. Right, so let's look at Treasure at Tampines. It has actually TOP in 2023, and it is a massive development with 2,203 units. They bought this plot of land in August 2017, okay, at 676 per square feet per plot ratio. Right, the estimated break-even price was 1,166 PSF per square feet. Okay, so let's look at that. Let's compare that versus their launch day price. How did they price their development? Right, we actually broke them down into 1 and 2 bedroom types versus 3 and 4 bedroom types as well. All right, so 1 and 2 bedroom types, average price on launch day, you can actually see, is actually 1,343 per square feet for the unit sold on average. So if we were to minus off, we use 1,343 minus off their break-even price. And then we divide it out by their break-even price, right? We'll see that on that day, they were actually selling 15% above their break-even price. Next, let's take a look at their 3-bedder and above unit type. On launch day, they actually sold at 1,256 per square feet on average. So if we were to do the same working, 1,256 divided by their break-even price, it will mean that they actually made 8% above the break-even price. Sorry, this formula a bit wrong. It should be minus. Yeah, okay. So they are developer who only made 15% and 8%. Okay, and let's take a look. What does this mean fast forward to today with the development having reached TOP last year? We can see for a 2,203 units development, none of the launch day buyers, none of the developer sales buyers made a loss, and 380 of the buyers who bought direct from developer has actually already made their profit. Okay, so Simlian is a developer who priced their projects at reasonable pricing for owners to enjoy future capital appreciation. In fact, Simlian themselves has actually mentioned to us before, they like to leave value to their buyers, right? And that we can actually see from the numbers. Right, next, let's take a look at their pricing strategy. How does it work out in terms of the volume of sales? How receptive are buyers towards their pricing strategy? Again, looking at Treasure at Tampines, it is a whopping, 2,203 units development, right? So equivalent to maybe 3 to 4 sizable developments in today's market. They sold more than 1,100 units within the first year of launch. That's like selling out 2 big size developments, which is quite impressive. Right, then next, let's take a look at their most recent launch, Botany at Dairy Farm. Right, it's a 386 units development targeted to TOP in 2027. This development is actually located in Dairy Farm area. So let's look at the volume. How does it perform, right? In fact, on day one of sales, they have already hit and exceeded 50% mark within the first day of launch. And within a year, they have already sold 74%, with currently only 8 units left after slightly more than a year of launch. Right, so from these data, we can actually tell that Simlian is a developer who has a good pricing strategy that appeals to buyers. Right, the developer is actually sales oriented, and their strategy so far has been very efficient in moving the units. And they are not the kind of developer to keep the units till TOP to milk the profit. All right. And then finally, we talk about on the ground, right? Simlian is a very hands-on, on the ground kind of developer, and they know what is going on. So what do I mean by that, right? They know that currently there are 3 other sizable launches within District 15, namely Grand Diamond over here, the Continuum, and Tembusu Grand, all of which are within very close proximity to each other, each with a slightly different vibe and feel to the area and development. Okay, so they know this. Let's take a look at the pricing that has been transacted over the last 6 months. Okay, so the price that has been transacted over these 3 developments over the past 6 months, right? For 1 and 2 beders, as you can see, ranges from 2,623 per square feet to 2,859 per square feet. Okay. Then we look at the transacted 3-bed and above District 15 current sizable launches. So comparing against all this, on average, they managed to actually sell at a price range of 2,423 to 2,799 per square feet. All right, so with these, Simlian knows what is going on. Okay, so they know what price has been accepted, because transacted means buyers have accepted the price, right? And they also know they have competition. So now, Eugene has actually asked a lot of questions before. So now it's my turn to ask the questions. Okay, in your opinion, do you think Simlian, as a developer who's interested to make a profit, who's answerable to their shareholders, do you think Simlian will price Emerald of Katong higher to help their neighbors to sell? Or B, will they price Emerald of Katong competitively? In your answer, what do y'all think? Yeah, right? If you are a businessman, what do you think? Okay, so we are still at an early stage, but we should be getting more information from the developers soon. We will actually have another session to share with you more on the pricing itself and more on the development details. So for today, we have actually went through all these points. So we went through market updates, 3 reasons to invest in Emerald of Katong, the entry price. We discussed about the upside potential, the exit demand, and then also our opinion on the Simlian pricing strategy using their past transactions, past history to actually make a point. All right. So with that, we would like to say thank you very much for today. And if you are any one of the group of buyers that I mentioned earlier, it would be good for you to contact your ERA real estate advisor for a quick 15-minute Zoom, or to meet up with the ERA agent who has invited you for this session today, so that you can be very clear. You can clear all your doubts, be very clear on what can be done in each of your unique situation, and to even take a look around the launches nearby to make a comparison, right? Mainly so that you can make an informed decision when Emerald of Katong launches. Okay, so stay tuned for the next consumer talk as we get more information on Emerald of Katong. Okay, so hope to see you all at the show flat. Thank you very much. Abby, okay.
Thank you so much, Regine and Eugene.
Thank you
for your time tonight. Our ERA trusted advisors will be available to assist you with more information on EOK. Right now we don't have a lot of fact sheet, floor plans for you, but stay tuned and contact your trusted advisors. As the developers send us more information, they will update you accordingly. So as of now, good night everyone. We will see you for the next Ultimate Consumer Seminar on the 12th of August. Thank you.